Hey everybody, it's Laurel. Today is Saturday, June 14th, and this is FLOSSTUBE number 59. I feel like I have a pretty good bit to show you today. I have starts. I have some fully finished items. I saw a stray thread. That was weird. Some fully finished items. I have a couple bags to show you. I have haul. I just have a whole bunch of stuff to show you. Plans that, are probably lies. I'm not sure if I told you any lies last time. I'll have to see when I'm going through my stuff. If I did, I'll let you know. It's been a good morning so far. We got up, went and ate breakfast, me and my husband. The people at it's just this little hole in the wall restaurant, and some of the workers, they weren't meshing very good, so we got a little entertainment with our breakfast. So that was fun and exciting. When we came home, I straightened up a little bit, and then my daughter and her boyfriend came over, and they took us out to lunch for Father's Day. So that was nice. We stopped by the dairy and got some ice cream. It was super yummy. So my husband's in there with the dogs right now, so I hope they're behaving for him. So I thought I'd jump on here real fast and just show you what I've been up to. Okay, let's start with fully finished items. The first thing I finished, I actually showed you in the last video, is a finished stitch piece, and it already has dog hair all over it. So hold on. I finished goats into a little pillow. This was my Market Mania piece. That was something that was, I assume, started by Jen. Started by Jen. She's done it for a couple years, and a lot of people jumped on board this year. So I did do this as my Market Mania piece. I wanted to do more, but things happen. But I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I think I could have come in a little bit closer on the pillow, but it's okay. It's cute. Like I said, very happy with the finish on this. This trim that I use is just chenille yarn that I bought at Joann's. I bought one of them big giant skeins, and it'll probably last me forever. And I just glue it on with Eileen's tacky glue. Got a little close to the front instead of the back right there, but so there we go. I had thought about doing the cording with one of the coordinating DMCs, but right here you can tell I was this was my opening to stuff it, and somehow it got a little wonky right there, but that's okay. It'd be very cute sitting in a little basket somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere it'd be cute sitting in a basket. And then the next piece I finished, I had posted this on Instagram, and I got a lot of comments. Like, I really like how this turned out, and I had a lot of questions about the trim, so I thought I couldn't find it before this video started, but I dug around and found the trim, so I'm going to show it to you. This is the anniversary piece out of A Heart Remembers, one of the Blackbird booklets. I stitched this. I do not remember the name of it. It might have been possibly Heritage. I know it was a Picture of This Plus, and this is actually a Lugana versus a linen. And on the back, I just put this piece of cotton print on the back. It wasn't part of a bundle. It was just a fat quarter that I bought at some point. The trim on this is, hold on, sorry. The trim on this is a ruched ribbon finish. Just very roughly done. This ribbon, and you can see, you can even see my thread on some of it. But I love this. I love the ruched finish. It's very fun to do. It's not at all difficult. I watched a video long time ago by somebody. Oh, I wish I could remember things, but I can't. But anyway, you can watch, there's a million ruched ribbon videos out there, but I really enjoy that finish, and I think it gives a really pretty finish. I want to try a ruched finish with beads as well, but I haven't found the right piece to finish for that. But this is the ribbon that I got. It's from Hobby Lobby. It is 1/2-inch velvet trim with frayed edge, and I just got this like within the last couple weeks, or I'll say the last month. But this is what the label looks like on it. Doesn't really have a number or anything, but this is what the other side looks like. But I really like that. I specifically was looking for this color, and I literally walked up to the shelf and it was right there. So I grabbed it. I didn't even look to see if there were other colors, but I would love to have like a red and maybe like a beigey color. So I might look next time I'm over there just to see if they have any more. But very pleased with how that turned out. Okay. So next, I want to show you what? I'm going to show you, hold on. Okay, sorry, I was a little distracted. I was texting with a friend. I'm going to show you, I made a little teeny tiny bag. I made this bag. There was a video, a friend had sent me a video, and then I looked at a couple videos. We had a bunch of girls in my local stitch group. We've been talking about project bags a lot here lately, and I was just on this kick, and I wanted to try the top zipper. So I did try it, and it actually turned out better. Last time I tried a top zipper, the top of the bag went like this, which is not what it was supposed to look like. But this one was a little better. My friend Renee made some bags, and made a bag, and she was sending me pictures of it, and like her finish just looked so good. So we were messaging back and forth. So I got this one done. I think it's pretty. I actually cut out 2 of these, so I might just make the other one. I actually wish it was just a little bit bigger. What I'm using it for is my crochet hooks. It's a good size for my hooks. So I might just make the other one and put it in my Etsy shop just to see. I don't know that I need 2 bags exactly like this. But I would like to make a couple more smaller accessory bags. Like this is a good size just to hold your floss for a project. So I don't know, maybe I'll make some more of those. I don't know, but it was fun. It didn't take long. It was like, you know, a little bit of time in the evening. I come in, worked on a little bit, and then we went to dinner or something, and I came back and just came in here and whipped it together real fast, but super easy. I really enjoyed working on that. That was a lot of fun. I also made another project bag. So I did make one of the bags out of the J-Wacker fresh, however you say it, line. So this panel ends right here. This is a print in her line, and then the back is also a print in her line. So in the back, I just did like a large wavy because I can do that, and I think it looks okay, and it's not too complicated. But I love this fabric, but I was a little concerned about cutting it up into small pieces for a quilt because then you just lose it, but it's perfect for the back of a bag. So this has the heavier weight so it doesn't bend, and it has the zipper at the top, and I just put just a plain lining in it. And I used the technique I talked about in the last video where you sew it down on the top and then you use the Stitch Witchery on the back. I kept calling it the wrong thing. Stitch Witchery on the back. So, and I've been using that. It's been working pretty good. What I have in here, should I work on this? Yes, this was one of my new starts. This is Matilda Clark. I started this with Diane. Somebody had posted, I don't know if it's on one of my posts of it or one of hers, it said they couldn't stitch it because the outside looked like spiders. I don't know why they would have to say that, because I don't want to see spiders when I'm stitching it, but I know that sounded really country, spiders. But it's flowers and it's very pretty. But I'm very excited. I want to kind of work over and get down here, and I might cheat and come over to the flower, but I worked on it just a little bit, not a whole lot. I'm stitching this on Time Goes By, T-H-Y-M-E, by Seraphim. So this is how much I have done. And I am just using the, where are they? Yeah, all DMC. I don't know, Diane might be using the, is it called for MPIs? What is it called for? No, it's just overdyed cottons. So I can't remember what she's using, but I'm just doing the DMC. So I worked on some of the green, the 2 shades of green. Then I was like, I want a little bit of a different color. So I came over and started on the star. But I'm enjoying this. This is a fun stitch. And this one is 240 by 222. I'm stitching it on 36 count. So it will wind up being 13 1/4 by 12 1/4. So not giant, but a decent size. I have these on my floss drops that I won at the retreat that I went to with some friends. I don't know. I didn't do anything. It wasn't one of the games. I think it was just a drawing. I don't know, but these are fun drops. I don't know who did them or brought them or where they came from, but I like them a lot. Oops. Sorry, zipper, zipper, zipper. And then I also started the Flood. This is one that I'm starting with Carol. And I'm sorry, Carol, I didn't send you a picture or anything. I kept meaning to, and then I didn't. My friend Pam is also stitching along with this. I have done, I think, 2 little clouds. I think Pam said she did 1 cloud. And I'm sure Carol has, like, more than us done. And again, I talked about in the last video what I'm doing about the wording, so I'm not going to, like, revisit that every time, but I'm stitching this on a piece of 36 count vellum. Yes. By Picture This Plus. I do love other dyers, but Picture This Plus is just readily available, I guess, and I really like the colors. I am doing this probably in all of the DMCs. I just pulled the cloud color to start with, and this is what I have so far. So it doesn't really look like clouds, but once the rest goes in, you'll see. So this was just 2 evenings of stitching. I did 1 cloud one night, 1 cloud the next night, and then I moved on to something else. But I love this. This linen is so pretty. I just think it's going to be so pretty on there. And it made me want, we have a really neat picture of Noah's Ark that we had on my son's wall when he was a baby. That was his, Noah's Ark was his nursery theme. But it's a really good picture, and we just kept it forever. I mean, we had it in our living room at the old house. I told my husband the other day when I was working on this, so we need to get that picture back out. It's a good picture. It shouldn't be under the bed. It should be on a wall. So I would like to do some more work on this in the next little bit. But I have some other starts and stuff planned, so we'll just see. I have been working a little bit on my Sow. I had, mapped out some stuff for June. And I have to say, I am having a hard time like sticking to it. So I just might not. I just might not finish up my salsa. We'll see. And the reason is this was one of the first couple days, a little bit of spring. This is a sow that Jim and I started. Neither one of us have finished it. Other people have finished all day long. And I think somebody else has started another sow. Nancy, the disorderly stitcher, was doing a sow at one point with somebody on this, I'm pretty sure. And I just watched somebody, Sarah, is that right? Maybe Sarah Stitchy Spot. She was working on this, I'm pretty sure, because I was watching her. Yes, I was watching her and she pulled it out as one of her whips, and I was like, oh, I'm working on that right now. I was stitching on it while I was watching her. So I'm sure y'all watch Sarah. If you don't, obviously you should, because that's what we tell you about everybody. You should watch all floss tubes, because you wouldn't sleep, I guess, if you watched all of them. But Sarah's really good. And Sarah, if you're watching this, we're all saying a little prayer for Stan. He's going to be just fine. But anyway, I pulled that out and I'm like, it's Blackbird, obviously. And I am so enjoying working on it. And I feel like after a few days, I just finally really got in the rhythm of it. So I finished the house. I don't really remember how far I was in the house, but I finished the house, did the vine under the house. I did a few more of the letters, these 2 flowers, and then I started with this zigzaggy line, brought it down to the bottom. Excuse me, coming across, and then I did a little bit of the flower filling at the top. So this one may stay out for a while. I'm not sure. I really love it, but I really love everything, and all it takes is for somebody to send me the right post or video or something to get me off track. But that's okay, because I'm kind of reaching that point where I'm just going to stitch what I want to stitch, and it'll be fine. So next, I guess I'm going to go over to, I'll just show you this. This is my quilt finish that I did. So after my video 2 weeks ago, I was done with the video. I made the bag, the panel bag. I have ordered some more of those panels. I do intend on putting some of those in my Etsy shop if anybody's interested. It is very relaxing for me. I've discovered I like that, and you can get that finished. I'm not looking to like mass produce any one. I might do 1 or 2 of a certain kind, or I might just only do 1 of each kind. I don't know, but I did order some more of the panel fabric, and I ordered some of the flowery fabric for the outside. I also ordered a whole bolt of the firmer Pellon that I like for the back. So either I'm going to make some bags for y'all to buy, or I'm going to make myself a lot of bags. Oh, I finished this. This is at our friend's retreat. This was a little project that Krista gave us. This little pincushion, so this little spool. So I crackled the spool because I love crackle so much, so very much. So I crackled it, and then I just followed the directions and got the rest of it finished. And it sits back here on my cutting table, and I just love it. It makes me smile. It's so cute. This was a genius idea, whoever came up with this. I can see some glue right there. That'll be fine. Okay, so a little sidetrack, but I got done. I worked on the project bag. I worked on I'm doing a t-shirt quilt for a lady. So I worked on that a little bit. It's taken me way too long to do that. I should have been done with it months ago, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, I worked on that a little bit, and then I finished the spool, and then I was like, oh, I still want to do some quilting. So I got out a quilt that I had pieced a while back at camp, And I don't mean to be a show off or anything, but I quilted it and I bound it in the same evening. Impressive, right? This is it. It took so long. It's probably the quickest quilt I've ever bound in my life. And again, my little wave quilt, and y'all are going to get sick of looking at that, but I love it. I just think it's so pretty. Now, I will say I did make a really rookie mistake. I was so aggravated with myself. But so when I put the front on the batting, I picked all the threads and everything off, made sure it was good, and then I laid my backing fabric down and laid everything on top of it and quilted it. Well, guess what I didn't do? I didn't pick the threads off of the batting on the back. And I use, for these little ones, I just use scrap binding that's left from a bigger quilt. And it had a big old black thread in here. I mean, big old. I was like, oh, Laurel, what a rookie. Like, how could you even have done that? So I just had to take one little line right here. I take one little line of stitching out from here to here, and then I had to go in there with some tweezers and my bodkin and pull it back out. But this is cute. I like it. So, and then it made me want to get back into my Kim Deal Simple Whatnot. So I got down there and dug all those out and looked, and then, you know, I still have these to finish, and I was just like in this mode of getting stuff done. And then the weekend was over and I had to go back to work. So no more got done, but you know, it's another weekend. We'll see. So now I'm going to move on and I'm going to talk about haul, and then I'll talk about plans. So let's start with cross stitch haul. Yes. So I got my Seraphim Club piece. This is 36 count old stationery. Very pretty, very pretty. Oh, I did have another piece I worked on. I worked a little bit more on Rose Hill Farm. You know, that one. I did work a little bit more on that, but I didn't bring it, but next time. Old Stationery by Seraphim. Today, just earlier, I got my Bestitch Me. This is 36 count wet sand. Ooh, if that is not a laurel color, I don't even know what to tell you. I love that. So pretty. I'm really digging these clubs twofold because I actually, if I want to start something, I feel like I at this point have enough collected that I can start something and not just be aggravated that I have nothing at all started because of my lack of linen. But I have a decent selection. Obviously not, you know, what a lot of people have, but I have enough that I feel confident that I will be able to find something to stitch on if I just need to start something new. I got a couple of new hoops. I like these spring hoops. I got these two. I had one smaller than this that I had bought, but I hadn't started using it. But I took it to work because my bigger one, I bought another bigger one because my other one is starting to get a little bit loose. So I took the smaller one to work until this one came, and I was in there trying to like put my fabric in it. I mean, that thing is tight, and I didn't get it quite in there, and it went wrong, and it went flying up in the air. It was hilarious. It made me jump a little bit. It was funny. But got some more hoops. I got a pack of Chenille It. This is what Katie was so tattered. I'm pretty sure this is what she uses when she talks about her chenille finishes. I was watching a reel came up on my Instagram, and it was the Chenille It lady, and I watched, you know, she had a couple of videos or whatever, and I watched that, and then I was like, oh, so I went over and I looked to see if Amazon carried it, and Amazon does, so I put it in my cart, And then I've learned to just put stuff in my cart and let it just simmer overnight to see if I really need it or if I'm just having FOMO, because it's hard for me to say no. A friend had texted me earlier today and she was like, hey, do you have any of this fabric? And I was like, I don't think so. We were out to lunch. I was like, I don't think so. But I went right online and ordered some while sitting there eating lunch. Just in case I didn't have any at home. And I don't have any at home. I have a layer cake of that whole line, but that fabric itself I didn't. But now I will, because it's coming. Anyway, the next day, Katie did a quilting video that she released, and she was talking about the finish on, I think it was like her table mat or whatever. She'd used some chenille on, and then I was on Instagram that same day, and Vonna, is that right? Was it Vonna? Yes, Vonna had done some finishing and showed it. It was not Vonna. It was Faye Rigsby. Had some finishing that she had posted, and she was putting little pockets on the back. Like if this was your finish, on the back, it would have a pillow, and she would have just like a binding or something across it. And I thought that would be cute to put little pockets and put the chenille around it. I don't know. We'll see. So then I got, I printed off Teresa Kogut's Patreon charts, and I'm sure plenty of people have showed these. Blessed Nation, American folk art symbol. I was trying to read backwards. That's really cool. And USA Berry Bowl. Just went ahead and printed those off. I've been trying to just download them, but I don't know, I'm weird. I really like printed stuff in my hand. I know, I'm weird, I know. I ordered this chart, French woolens. I saw this stitch when we were in Pennsylvania. I was like, I think I shall need that. I have a couple more Plum Streets ordered. Michelle Making It with Michelle, I was watching her the other day, and she showed a lot of Plum Street, and it made me need to buy some more. I love this guy right here. He's cute. These, my friend Lillian ordered this one for me. This is one I showed you the floss last video. I'm pretty sure I showed you the floss that Krista had given me. This uses DMC Weeks, Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks, and Threadworks. Anyway, she had extra of 3 of them, and she gave me some. Look at the bottom of that. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. So while my friend was ordering those, she said, hey, have you seen these? And I said, well, no, I have not, but you should add those. Sorry, I fell out of my chair. She said, you should add those to my next order. So she did. So I have Flowers of Liberty, my samplers and primitives, and Flowers of Freedom too. And I feel like I'm seeing more and more people stitch their stuff. Flowers of Freedom is 112 by 55, so it's not bad. And Flowers of Liberty is 147 by 132. I think I want to start this one first, but I love both of them. I don't know, I'm not sure about this little bottom doomajigger. I have to think about that. But I love this, patriotic. And then I'd asked her if she would order a certain chart for me, and she brought me my stuff, and I was like looking through it, and I was like, oh, these are pretty. And I was like, oh, but this one, like, I really feel like I was like so excited to see it, and when I got it, I was like, oh, that's pretty, but it's not as ooh-ah as I thought it would be. That's because it wasn't the chart that I asked her to get. And I didn't even realize it until I got home, put my stuff together. However, I like this one and I want to keep it. And she's going to order me the other one. This is Liberty and Justice for All, Summer House Stitch Works. Liberty, freedom, equality, justice for all. I like it. I don't know about the gold. I might change that to a light blue. I don't know, it depends. Because I have some light blue fabric too. Like blue linen. That would be pretty on. But there'll be some fun little pillows. And they shouldn't take long. They're all 47 by 47. It's little. Alright, and then I also got Summer Trio and all the flosses. My local stitchy group, we're going to do this as a sow here in the next little bit. We're just waiting on everybody to get their supplies, and then we're going to do this together. I want to do all three. I was thinking I wanted to start with the house one. Somebody just showed this one finished this week in a video. So I don't know. And then I was like, I like the brown, but I think the bird, I might change the bird to a light blue when I get there. I don't know. So we'll see which one gets started first when we start this. But there's several of us going to start that, so that'll be a good time. Because you know me, I love a sow. I got some more charms. Ooh, you can't see that, can you? I got some more charms. I don't want to see how much money I spent. Let me just take this off here. Let me see if I can flip these around. So I got charms. This side is a little heart, a little U, and then this side is a strawberry and a bee. That's fun. Super fun. And then this, I printed this off. I did not have ink, color ink, so it's in black and white. So this is an older pattern. This is Spirit of America Angel. She's on perforated paper, and me and my friend Pam are going to do her. Or we're talking about doing her. I don't know that we solidified it, but I'm doing her. Pam, are you going to stitch her too? She's beautiful. She's so bright and vibrant. I hate that I don't have a color picture to show you, but it's okay. I also got these. I saw these at Hobby Lobby. They're little mini chalkboards. I thought that would be fun for, you know, posting your stuff on Instagram or whatnot. Because everything's fun, right? That's what gets me in trouble. Alright, I'm going to show you a little bit of quilting haul. And then I'll talk about plans real fast, then I'll be done. This will be a short one. This is what happens when you think you have a ton of stuff. You just get all excited and you jabber, 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 and then it's a shorter video than what you normally would put out. But maybe that just means y'all have some stitching and stuff to do today, and you don't have time for a long video. I pre-ordered the Liberty Box from Fat Quarter Shop for this year. I still have last year's I haven't done, but that's okay. Because they're little. This has a great choice of items in it. I'm not going to show what's in it yet. I don't know if Fat Quarter Shop has shown what was in it. Words are really hard. I don't know if they've shown what's in it or not. I know my friend doesn't have hers yet, so I'm not going to show it just yet, but I just wanted to show that I did get it because I love it. I get that every year. I ordered some more. There was a sale. Of course there was, because there's always a sale. So I ordered some more of Cheddar and Twilight because I don't have enough. I have like an unreal amount, but I don't care. I love it. And then I ordered Sable and Swan. This is by Kathy Holden. I like her fabric. I have a plan for these. It involves hexies. That's all I'm going to say. In case it doesn't actually happen, but I do have a plan for those. Then 2 more items, then we'll talk about plans. I had ordered this a while back, and I'm not sure I showed it. This is So Kind of Wonderful Part Place. I was so excited for this to come out. I was waiting as soon as it was available. I went ahead and bought it. It came, it was shipped, it got delivered on a rainy day and got left outside the garage, and it got soaking wet. It was not in a plastic bag, so I had to dry it out, and now my book's all crunchy, which makes me sad, but it's okay. I mean, it's not smeared or anything. The pages just look like they've been wet and dried. But I think this is a beautiful, beautiful quilt. And then this kept popping up, and I kept saying, I'm not buying that, I'm not buying it, I'm not buying it, I'm not buying it, I'm not buying it. I kept telling myself. I bought it. Because it was on sale yet again, so it just was meant to be that I have this, I guess. I wasn't going to buy it because it's Halloween, and I've said before, I don't do Halloween, but this quilt on the cover is so beautiful. Now, yes, could I figure this quilt out if I put the time, effort, and energy into it? Probably, but why would I when Susan Aki already did all the work for me? And all the quilts in this book are gorgeous. Gorgeous. And you don't have to do them they don't have to be Halloween. I mean, those are Halloweenish colors, but you don't have to do Halloween fabric. You know what I mean? Now, it does have some cross-stitch pieces in it, which are all Halloween themed, but that's okay. I didn't buy it for the cross-stitch. I bought it for the quilt. So pretty. All right, so plans are project bags. I did pick out the fabric for a place for everything bag. This I'm starting with Brooke in July. These right now is what I'm thinking of using. This is a line called Storyboard that I kept thinking, this is the one that I kept thinking it was by Tim Holtz, but it's not. This is a Seth Apter. But I really like this fabric. This and this, I feel like will definitely be in the bag. These probably will be in the bag. However, we bought these on a trip, and I have some of pretty much the whole line. So I can pick and choose and adapt. I started reading over the pattern. Ooh, it's a lot. It's a lot, but that's okay. One chunk at a time is how you get through stuff. One chunk at a time. So that's my plan for that. In July, I'm also, like I said, I'm going to start Humming of the Bees with Roberta and Jan. I'm going to continue this month. I may stick to just a couple pieces and try to knock something out. I was looking at my WIP list the other day, and I kind of have it separated by year, and I think I would like to pick one thing from each year. One thing this year. How did I have that? 25, 24, 23, and then before 23. So I would like to pick one thing, off of each of those, out of each of those date groups to finish. But who knows? Who knows what will happen in the land of cross stitch? What I will pull out and work on. I counted the other night, I have right around 20 cross stitch pieces that are finished stitching. They're just not fully finished. So I would like to start working on getting those finished, which is why those two came out and got finished. After those were finished, I have around 20. So I have one other patriotic piece sitting on my sewing machine that I'm trying to formulate a plan as to how I will finish that. So hopefully I'll have that to show you next time, but again, who knows. I still want to continue working on quilting. I still have the American flag quilt that I talked about in the last one that I did not get out. I still want to start motor blockheads. Still haven't started it. I have decided I am going to do Kim Deal fabric. I have enough scraps to get a pretty good chunk of it done, if not all of it. So hopefully I can find some time to get some of that done. I don't know. We may go see a movie this evening, so that might cut into my quilting time, but that's okay. Go out on date night with the hubby, that'll be good. I want to continue working on the flood. Have that start with Pam. I have a lot of stuff coming up, so we'll see how the rest of June goes to see. I've pretty much abandoned WhipGo at this point, which is kind of what happened last year when I did that, but that's okay. It's fine. Everything that I see that I'm working on as a whip, when I see somebody in the land of FLOSSTUBE working on it, I go, oh, I need to pull that out. And by the time I get home, I'm already chasing another squirrel. So, but that's okay. That's part of the fun of it. It's part of the fun. But I am going to jump off here so I can see about getting some stuff done. I should be back in 2 weeks ish for my next video, hopefully with some updates for you. I feel like there's probably a pile of stuff somewhere that I didn't show you, but if it shows up, I'll show it in the next video. But until then, I hope you get lots of stitching done, lots of quilting. Bye guys.